Hey, this is how to play Getaway, the guitar for it, Getaway. So there's the intro on the keys, then the band kicks in and does a couple of, does, I'll tell you, yeah, you'll know when to come in, yeah, you'll know. So the first bit is just before the pre-chorus. So you're playing, so that's 7th on the A, 9th on the D, 6th, 8th on the G. 7th on the A, 9th on the D, 8th on the G. Like that. And then open on the B and the E. Open. Like, and you go. This next chord. 4 on the A, 6th on the D, 8th on the G. Then open on the high B and the E. So you go. Sorry. I'll just play through it first and then go through it slowly. So. So that's it. So yeah, that chord I taught you that chord. And this one, that's 7th on the low E, 9th on the A, 11th on the D, 8th on the G, 0 on the B and the E. So like that, and then that's 4 on the low E, 4 on the D, 4 on the G, and you're going like that. And 5th on the B, like that. And then 0 on the A, 9th on the D, 9th on the G, 9th on the B. And then this is a B sus2. So that's 7th on the low E, 9th on the D, 9th on the G, 7th on the B, 7th on the high E. Like that. So, and you don't play the A string, you play all the other strings. So this is how it goes. Like that. And this is the pre-chorus, the rundown, the chromatic rundown. So this is sorry. So 9th on the low E, 11th on the A, 13th on the D. So, and 9th on the G. Like that. So you go. And when you pluck it, you sort of pluck it nearly all together at the same time, but a little bit of a sweep, a little bit like that. And then, sorry. This one here is 8th on the low E with your thumb. 11th on the A, 10th on the D, 9th on the G. Like that. So it goes. Like that. So I do it slower. Thank you. chord here is that's a B, 7 on the low E, 9th on the D, 9th on the G, 7th on the B, like that, and then that's 8th on the D, 9th on the G and the B. Yep. So this here, that's this chord. 5th on the low E, 7th on the A, 9th on the D, 6th on the G, and then 5th on the B. So, and then this here is 4th on the low E, 4th on the G, and you bar it, and then 5th on the B, 4th on the high E. So, all like that, but I do it like that. That there is 2nd on the low E, 2nd on the D, 2nd on the G, 5th on the B, and that chord there, 4th on the low E, 4th on the D, 5th on the G, 5th on the B, like that. So it goes, sorry. Do it again. Do it one more time. This here is 6th on the G, 5th on the B, 7th on the high E, like that, and then 8th on the G, 7th on the B and 7th on the high E. So it goes, and that there's 9th on the G, 9th on the B, 7th on the high E, and then you go 7th on the G, or 9th on the G, 7th on the B, 7th on the high E. So it goes, like that. Then again, this time this chord. There's 8th on the G, 7th on the B, and 11th on the high E. And then 9th on the G, 7th on the B and high E, and then 9th on the B. So it goes like this. This is how it goes. Let's do it again. Yeah, you get it. And then you do a low E, and then you go, that's just a D shape, 6th on the G, 7th on the B, 6th on the high E. Then it goes, then it does that, this again. chorus again. And this is the bit, the solo you go, so you go like that, then, yep. So do it again. So sort of hammer-ons and pull-offs. Then like that. So do it again. Like that. And then when it's just the drums, you go. Like that. So you go. There's an A chord, and you're playing the low E, the D, the G, and the B string. You go. That there is a B sus4. So you play the low E, the D, the G, the B. So you go. Like that. So you're playing the low E, and then you're hammering on onto the first fret of the G string, like that, and then the second fret of the G string. So you're going. Then an E chord. There's a Hendrix lick, so you go. Like that. Like that. So you go. Then you do the A again. B major 11. Then an E. This chord here is 6th on the A, 6th on the G, 7th on the B and high E. Then a C sharp minor 7. And then a C sharp minor 7 with a B bass note. So you keep it C sharp minor 7. And that's a B note, and you play the B, the low E string, the D string, the G string, the B string. So you go. Then you go. So open on the low E, open on the G, and hammer onto the first on the G, then the high E. Like that you go. So that's these bits here. You're playing the low E string and the G string. So this is how it goes slowly. the whole band comes in, you're still doing that chorus again. Like that. Cool. And at the very end you're going, and that there is a 7th on the A, 9th on the D, 8th on the G, 7th on the B and high E. So yeah, kind of like an E major 7, but without the pinky. So you go like that. I'll play it first. Like that. So that's it. That's 0 on the A, 9 on the D, G, B, and you go like that. So you're sort of like sweep picking a little bit. So you're going like that. Like that. So you're playing the A string, the D string, the B string, the G string and the B string. Like that. And you're hammering on. Like that. Do it slow. Like that. So. Oh, sorry. So that's a C sharp 7, that's a C9, that's a C7 sharp 9 to a C7 flat 9. This here is 2nd on the low E, 2nd on the D, 2nd on the G, and open on the B. 7th on the low E, 7th on the D, 5th on the G, 7th on the B. So I'll do it again slowly. So. So do it one more time. Cool, so that's that. Oh, fuck, it's hot.